most van a béke.
Freedom is jetzt.
War Peng Joy in Joy.
Hey everybody, come on down. Hey everybody, gather around. Hey everybody, bring a friend. Hey everybody, come and help me sing. All are welcome here. Lay your burdens down. All are welcome here. You're on hallowed ground. All are welcome here. We'll break our bread with you. All are welcome here. Help you find your truth. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. Hey everybody, come on down. Hey everybody, gather around. Hey everybody, bring a friend. Hey everybody, come and help me sing. All are welcome here. Lay your burdens down. All are welcome here. You're on hallowed ground. All are welcome here. We'll break our bread with you. All are welcome here. Help you find your truth. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. Oh, all are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here.
Let me try the blue mic then. So now people online can hear me now. I know I have a loud enough voice you can hear it in the room, but now people online can hear it. We will figure this out later. So good to see everybody today. Welcome to everybody. In excitement today, we have a new singer today, Anna Jae. I'd like to introduce her for this opening song. Michelle and I heard her sing at a street fair, and we just loved her voice, loved her songs, and wanted to bring her here. She is a singer-songwriter, has a released album, and originally from Reading, now kind of goes between here and Santa Rosa. So let's give Anna Jae a welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Reverend Jay. It was cool. I liked that opening slideshow a lot. I saw my Aunt Dana on there too, which was cool. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. My first song, I'm going to do quite a few songs that I wrote today, and this first one's called Change the World. Why are you standing there? You see that I'm in tears from all the words you said. How do you look at me and see what used to be the letter never sent? When will you let me go so I don't have to grow any deeper in this pain? You know I gotta move on and be strong. I'm ready to take on the world. I gotta move on and keep singing my songs and remember that I'm not just a girl. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. So let's change the world. So goodbye to the parts of me that hurt and to the parts that got cursed. It feels so good to let my hair down, 'cause now I can look back at memories and feel how much life means to me without being so scared. Oh, I gotta move on and be strong. I'm ready to take on the world. I'm ready. I gotta move on and keep singing my songs and remember I'm not just a girl. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. So let's change the world. Move on, be strong, I'm ready. Move on, be strong, I'm ready. Oh, you know I gotta move on and be strong. I'm ready to take on the world. I gotta move on and keep singing my songs and remember that I'm not just a girl. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. So let's change the world. Oh, oh. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. I could change the world, you could change the world, we could change the world. So let's change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna Jae. What a lovely song. And perfect for women's empowerment, not right? So you're not just a girl. We can all change the world. We can all do our part. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So good to have everybody here today on this rainy day. What better way to be inside instead of outside? We'll have coffee and fellowship as usual, but we'll have a tent out there, or it'll be back in the kitchen. You'll find things, just follow where the coffee smell is. But it's so good to have everybody here today. And I meant to mention that you're also a registered nurse, and there are people in here that are registered nurses, including Monica used to work with the developmental center, and I think that's where she's working now, so you guys can connect. So good to have everybody here. We'd like to begin our service with our vision and mission statement. If you'll look up on the screen and read with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A glorious affirmation for us today, and a glorious affirmation for us to walk with this idea in our lives. So thank you for being a part of this community. Things coming up that I want to make sure you know about. The biggest thing you're going to hear me talking, I'm not going to go talking about this till we get to May 3rd, and that's the Sip and Savor. It's a big day. It's a big day for our community because we're celebrating compassion. There's flyers out in the lobby for you to know what you can do to help support this event. We are giving awards to Tony McIntosh, Kent Gardella, Dr. Pete Shaw, and a Lifetime Achievement to the Community Project Store. So these are people that have well-deserving people that deserve and have done much for this compassion. So we're so happy to be honoring them. And then you can donate things for the auction, including gift certificates, spa treatments, massages, event tickets, gift baskets, restaurant gift cards, fine art, jewelry, local adventures, or destination lodging if you have a timeshare or a second home somewhere, or a nice home here and you were willing to give it up for a week for someone coming out of town or something. That would be great. Invite wineries to donate or pour their wine, be an individual business or sponsor. And then here's this thing, volunteer. We really depend on you to fill these different roles at the Sip and Savor. And today we have the magic whiteboard out. The big whiteboard has come out, and that shows all the different places that you can volunteer. Perhaps you might even see your name already up there, assuming that you might do the same thing. But talk to Karen or talk to Mary about that. We're doing that, and then mark your calendars, but tickets are now on sale as well. Right now there's an early bird discount of $30 either here at the center or online. And those flyers have all that information on it that you can look at. So it's a great event and really fun. It's amazing food, wine tasting, and just a great time to be in community that's more than this community. It's a much larger community. We expect about 200 people there for this event, so we're excited for that. And then coming up today is the event advisory and support team today at 12 p.m. in the sanctuary if you want to be a part of that, talking about upcoming events and helping give guidance and advice on that. Next Sunday, we're starting a choir, so to speak, but it's not necessarily a performance choir. It's just getting together and having fun singing. Reverend Georgia Davis is going to be leading that. And just come if you like singing, just come for fun, and you'll develop some songs that you sing on a regular basis and get to know them, and that'll be fun. And then on Tuesday the 8th, the pro-inclusion group is meeting, and at the Napa Senior Center this time around, so a week from Tuesday on that. We have 2 guest speakers on April 13th, Sunday, April 13th. Once again, Reverend Georgia Davis will be the main message speaker, but we also have Ronald, and I never say his name right. There's a reason I would say it right. Rigay. He's the community liaison for a secondary school in Africa, and we have been sponsoring students there, and he's here to kind of give a brief talk in the message during the service, but also stay for questions and answer after the service. So we're excited to have him here as part of that. And then Sunday, the next week is our Holy Week. We have a metaphysical communion And don't get caught up in the word communion, because we go back to the original meaning of breaking bread from the Jewish traditions and talk about it being a way of communing, a way of honoring life, and it's a sacred ritual in that way. We're also going to do a blessing with sacred oil during it. So it's a beautiful service that reframes what communion is for many of us. And then on the 20th, we have our Easter service. We have extra music for that service. Nariana Janet and Jesse Powers will all be here, so we're going to have a lot of fun that day. And then, of course, the following in 2 weeks would be the Sip and Savor, honoring local heroes. That's enough for a little bit of time, right? Nothing you have to register for except show up in April, except for Sip and Savor. That's something that we want you to sign up as volunteers, buy tickets, and promote it with people you know, businesses you know, either be a sponsor, give gift cards, take one of the donation forms, or several of them. You can pass those out with the flyers and give those to people. We really appreciate it. Now we're going to begin the sacred part of our service with recording of a chant that you can sing along with before Peggy Usak comes up for prayer and meditation.
Still my mind, be at peace in my awakening. I release with my heart, free my soul in my awakening. I am whole.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti.
We are one here, of God, by God, for God. Holy Spirit of renewal, once again, awaken the earth, awaken our hearts. May our new beginnings bloom with joy, and our fresh starts be blessed with hope. We ask blessings on all who contribute to today's service. Reverend Jay and his message are blessed. Our music touches the soul. Abundance, pressed down and overflowing, is given and received. And we honor the gift of each to the other. With gratitude, it is done, as we now take a moment of silence. And thank you. Good morning, and welcome to you again. Thank you for finding us. Today is National Doctor's Day. It's also National Pencil Day. This month in March, we had National Puppy Day. We had National Pancake Day, St. Patrick's Day, Mardi Gras, International Women's Day, National Dentist's Day, and really 300 more days to celebrate just this month. Ceremonies, celebrations surrounding the vernal equinox, always in March. And at the same time, we are right now in the midst of Lent, very rich with its diverse traditions. I do want to share with you, Reverend Jae, as a recovering Catholic, before communion, we had to fast from midnight forward. You all remember that. Anyway, what I want to share with you today, can you hear me okay? I feel weird. Anyway, what I want to share with you today is the topic of mindfulness. It's been a hot topic for quite a while. Medical professionals, psychologists, Silicon Valley executives are all promoting mindfulness. Athletes use it for better focus. Therapists recommend it, stress reduction. Teachers bring it into the classroom. Google, Nike, Intel, General Mills, major corporations, they all have mindfulness and meditation programs for their employees. But it's not new. It's been a core element of Buddhism for thousands of years. Most of us know Thich Nhat Hanh, Zen master, peace activist. He taught that mindfulness could be applied to everyday life. And the promise of mindfulness is that you can have a more peaceful and joyful life. His book, The Miracle of Mindfulness, shows how even the most simple acts, like washing the dishes, cleaning the garden, cleaning the car, can be done with full awareness. And that's what mindfulness is. Full awareness, being present right here, right now. It's not about emptying your mind or forcing yourself to feel a certain way. Instead, it's about observing, listening, hearing, looking to what is happening right in front of you, right in front of you. That doesn't necessarily mean me. It could mean your hand. It could mean your shoes. Anyway, looking at what's right in front of you with curiosity, with acceptance. It's different from classic meditation. But looking at it, no judgment. You don't have to like what you see. You don't have to agree with what you see. And have you ever noticed how quickly time seems to pass? Sure we have. One day it's winter, and the next day it's spring. And did we even know it? Did we see that tree blossom? We can easily rush through our days without being present. Mindfulness does slow us down. It helps us savor small moments, birds, the breeze, someone laughing, and it awakens us to life as it really is. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. John Kabat-Zinn, wherever you go, there you are. And of course, our old friend Ram Dass, Be Here Now. They're all wonderful books if you want to dive in deeper. And mindfulness also teaches us not to take life too seriously. Reverend Jae, I have a question for you. Why are people so tired in April? Any takers here? Why are people so tired in April? It's because they have had a long march of 31 days. So, thank you for being here this morning. This is a season of renewal, And I wish each of you peace, presence, little bit of laughter. Namaste.
This next song is called I've Got a Devil and an Angel on My Shoulders. I stubbed my toe, running from the devil. You can't catch me and you never will. He said, you can only see me when you're on my level. You're the one that climbed up my hill. So we sat in the sand and started talking. I asked him why he ran away. Said he felt like a snake in the garden and asked me why I want to stay. Got a devil and an angel on my shoulders, both telling me what to do. Neither one seems afraid of dying, neither one wants to lose. I've got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. I've got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. And I called out to my angel, I'm done fighting, I am unable. She took my hand and led me to the garden, said to rest here until you're stable. Woke up with flowers in my hair, I was covered in grace, and my angel stared. She said, don't look back, just keep on walking. You came here to shine in the darkness. I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders, both telling me what to do. Neither one seems afraid of dying, neither one wants to lose. I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. They get louder as I get older. One lays me down in a bed of roses, one pours a glass of lethal doses. I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. Lay me down in a bed of linens. Forgive me for all my sinning. For me to live, no one has to die, and it's hard for me to say goodbye. Easy come, easy go. I will love you more than you'll ever know. And yeah, I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders, both telling me what to do. Neither one seems afraid of dying, neither one wants to lose. I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. They get louder as I get older. One lays me down in a bed of roses, one pours a glass of lethal doses. I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. I got a devil and an angel on my shoulders. Thank you.
Another great song. So these are all your songs, huh? Yeah. Those are great. Those are great. Those are great. So this week I'm talking about blooming in the wind and the rain. We know that this time, or really all times, but the weather this week has been unpredictable. It started with really warm, sunny weather, and since then it's been windy and rainy, going off and on, coolness, warmness, and it's sort of a metaphor in a lot of ways for our own lives that are unsettled, maybe shifting or changing. You're unsure of your footing, and the question is, how can we bloom when it's rainy and windy and things seems uncomfortable, and how can we find comfort in our discomfort, contentment in our discontent, peace and joy when things are unpredictable. What we know is that rain and wind help us bloom. They help plants bloom. The rain nourishes and feeds the plants. The wind pollinates the flowers that produces fruits and vegetables. And the sun is shining even when it's cloudy, right? And the sun is shining right now, or it would be dark outside, right? But we miss that because when things are unsettled in our lives or in the weather, we tend to close off. We tend to, button up our jacket and hold up instead of opening up to something greater that can be coming through when it is raining. It's easy to think about life happening to us when things aren't going the way we want it to, when in fact that everything is always happening for us. And we just allow it to reveal that. If we're mindful, we can find that. We can understand and open up to something greater coming through us. So that undesirable conditions continue, if we continue to be mindful and aware, and we let our roots grow deep and our awareness grow broader and allow more, then we can find contentment. We can find comfort and peace and joy. If only for a crack that's all we need is a little crack between the worlds to grow and to open up to find this truth that's a deeper self. But I will say this week I've really been walking my talk, so to speak. Because I think what helps us bloom in the wind and the rain is a personal connection with Spirit. This conversation kind of started with Michelle and I went out to eat with Melissa and Z. You know them. They're singers here. They speak here sometimes. And we, a 30-minute lunch went into a 3-hour discussion. But first of all, I want to let you know when ministers and practitioners get together, we don't always talk about deep spiritual things. We talk about our lives, our home improvements, what's going on in our lives, our health, and quite frankly, worrying about our parents. How many people are talking to other people about worrying about your parents? What I'm afraid of is that my kids have started talking about me, worried about me. They are. Yeah. So I don't have to be afraid of it. It's just true. Yeah. But this idea is a personal relationship. And so what Z was talking about, she was talking about this idea about the three faces of God that I'm losing his name right now. Ken Wilber. And if you know who Ken Wilber is, he's a psychologist, philosopher, writer, and he's created something called an integral theory, which is a synthesis of science, philosophy, and mysticism into one comprehensive, holistic framework. Now, his work is complicated, is deep, and I'm not going to go into it all today. But the part that I want to talk about today is about the three faces of God that he talks about. The three faces of God he talks about are similar to the different forms of grammar, tenses in grammar, the first person, second person, third person. So first person would be the I. So when you speak in first person, you speak of I, and we think of a face of God as being I. That is the individual part we feel, the indwelling spirit that's within us. That we feel this sense of peace even when things are chaotic. Second person is you. So when you're talking to somebody, you're talking to them. This is the part of God that's interesting. So we believe here in the oneness of God, that there is nothing separate for us, but to have somebody outside of ourselves to have a conversation with is part of our faith. It doesn't mean that there is something different than us if we have a sense of outside of ourselves. And the third person is they or them, the allness of all spirit that's everywhere. this sense of oneness, this sense of grandeur and awe that when we're walking in a forest or in the rain or just seeing the beauty of the day, the flowering trees, the gardens, and feeling connected with Spirit. That's this allness, the third person of all. Now, this part of our faith, I think I think it's the way I speak of it, and I'd like to kind of switch the way I talk about it, encourage you to do that too. We long ago, most of us long ago, quit believing in the God out there. That's an old white man with a long beard who judges us, who we plead to give us what we want and to bring favor upon us. I don't want you to go back to that. I'm not asking you to do that. Because I think that can be harmful to be thinking that we have to please somebody in order to have an afterlife. We have to do certain things to do that. When everybody has an afterlife, life is eternal no matter what. But I think and often because I don't want to say he or she, because that puts God as a person, as a body. And that doesn't work for me. I've used the word it a lot because that's non-gender, but it is kind of impersonal. And what I'm talking about today is I want us to develop a deeper personal relationship with a higher power. So what I'd like to encourage us to use is thee and them, or they and them as pronouns for Spirit. And what's interesting about that is it's not unheard of. Many cultures have often thought of God as one, yet still in many aspects, right? So to say they is not that unusual in some ways. We just have to adjust to it in our mind to what we're talking about. Before there was a Bible or a Torah, there was this Jewish creation story that was incorporated in the Torah and the Bible. In the beginning, God created, but really the word God wasn't in that Jewish story that was told over and over for generations before it was written down. It was Elohim. Elohim is a plural word. And what's interesting about that is even in the Torah and the Bible now, it talks about that in the beginning, Elohim created all the heaven and earth. And here's the quote. Let us, in the Bible and the Torah, let us make humans in our image according to our likeness. So there's a plural in there. So it's not strange to say they and them. So as I want to continue to do that, because I want something more personal, more relatable to me, more real to me. Now, people don't often talk about having conversations with God. Maybe because they think people might think they're crazy, or they're not sure if they want to say something about that. Or maybe you have not even tried to have a conversation with God. But what I recognize is that as soon as some sort of insurmountable obstacle comes your way, everybody's talking to God, right? I remember there was a story of an atheist who was in a boat with a friend, and they were rowing out in the middle of this lake in Scotland, and suddenly a Loch Ness monster arose from the water, capsized the boat, and picked up this atheist in its mouth and started lifting it up, and the atheist goes, "Oh, God, help me!" And his friend goes, "I thought you didn't believe in God." He goes, 10 minutes ago, I didn't believe in the Loch Ness monster." So I think in moments of panic, we do that. So why wouldn't we? I mean, it's almost like, and God's not like this. God doesn't take things personally, but in a way, it's like if a friend who you haven't heard from in years suddenly calls you because they're in need. You kind of go, well, where have you been all this time? Why would I help you now? In your mind, you might say that out loud. And I'm not saying God would hold that against us, but I do think that we want to develop a friendship. That's a weird thing to say, a friendship with God, a relationship where we begin to attune to the intuition of it. Now, I'm no different than anybody else. I was, in my email this week, I mentioned a story about when I was kayaking near Moss Landing, near Monterey Bay. I was out kayaking, watching the otters, when I noticed my kayak was starting to sink. And at first, I knew the paddling had become more difficult, and I thought it's just because I was out of shape and I hadn't paddled in a while. But this was real clear my kayak was sinking. So I definitely said, God, help me, what's going on? And I just breathed into it, and there was this within a sense of peace, a sense of calm, and a sense of just keep paddling. I also knew that I could just leave the kayak and swim to shore if I needed to. But that's not what the guidance said. There was a clarity, not like God spoke to me, Jay, there wasn't that. It was just a sense of keep paddle, one stroke at a time. And it became more and more difficult, and I just kept plodding along, and I finally got to a dock where I could step out onto the dock. And my boat had become so heavy I couldn't even lift it up onto the dock. And then I saw that the plug hole in the kayak had come loose. And it was literally just taking it was one of these sit-on kayaks. And so it had a hollow hole, and it was literally just filling up. I finally dragged it to shore and spent like 10 minutes just draining the water out of it. And then got a new plug, by the way. So... What my intention on this idea is what Ken Wilber was talking about in his idea about the three faces is I want to develop this relationship where I'm speaking to Spirit, not just when I'm in crisis, but all the time. And what's interesting about this is not, we think of it as not, quote, science of mind, not new thought, because it makes it seem like God is out of there. Outside of ourselves. And I recognize that that we specialize in first and third person. First person meaning that indwelling God that you hear me talk about so much. And third person meaning that awe and allness of all spirit. But I tell you, there are many times that I'm taking a walk or meditating. And I start out with some complaining, It reminds me of in the Bible, in the Psalms. Supposedly David is the author that we don't really know who the author is. But he always, in the first parts of it, he begins with some complaining. He talks about kind of groaning, about thinking that he is cursed, thinking about there's some kind of difficulty there that there may be. I'm trying to find a place here. So he says, considering the sound of my groaning, why are the nations in an uproar and the peoples devising a vain thing? Then another verse he says, O Lord, how my adversaries have increased. Many are rising against me. Why dost thou hide thyself in times of trouble? So he's talking to Spirit as thy or thy you. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceases to be. They speak falsehood to one another. With flattering lips and a double heart they speak. May the Lord cut off their flattering lips and their tongues that speak. I know, a little too graphic, right? The Bible has some pretty graphic parts. But I that's my experience. So sometimes I am just going, God, this is not working. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I'm just confused. And this is hard. This is difficult. I want something different. And that, it's an open conversation. And what I do then is I go within to receive. I don't stay in that deeper connection. And David, as part of the Psalms, in the Jewish text and the Christian Old Testament, doesn't stay in that either. It becomes a way of surrendering and allowing. So me on this kayak, going, God help me, then I went in and found that peace and received what it is that Spirit wanted me to do. I've heard people about talking, having a difficult conversation that they were going to have, and they would take a walk, and it's almost the Spirit was walking with them to help them. I think it opens us up, and David went on to go into this meditative state, and he heard a voice saying, "You are my son. Today I have become your Abwan," which is a term which means mother, father, creator. Often in the patriarchy, the way the Bible was edited, it often becomes father only, but it was really a mother, father, creator. And he's also the author of the 23rd Psalm that we know as "The Lord is my shepherd." And if you think about it, the way this is done, he goes between second and third person, between talking about Spirit as you, but also talking about the allness of Spirit. So you've heard it probably before, but I'm going to say it again out of the Jewish text. It says, a song of David. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. They cause me to lie down in green pasture. They lead me beside still water. They restore my soul. They lead me in paths of righteousness for their name's sake." And then he switches to second person. "Even as I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You set a table before me in the presence of my adversaries. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." And then he goes back to third person. "May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days." See how he switches from one to the other? And so it is not an either or. I was about maybe 35 years ago, I was going to a Protestant church, a congregational church, which I considered to be very progressive. That's why I could go there and still feel comfortable. But it's interesting because that, like most Christian churches, they did second and third person relationships really well. They talked about a personal relationship with Jesus. They talked about the allness of all Spirit, the omnipotence of Spirit. But they didn't do much on the indwelling. And the minister there, Jim White, and I were talking one day, and he goes, I want to learn how to meditate. I want to know what this indwelling Spirit is. So he and I took a group of people, and we went to a Benedictine monastery up in the mountains of Colorado, which was just gorgeous, snow around, and we all learned more, deepened into our indwelling Spirit. And I always appreciated him to be that humbleness of what he knew he didn't know, and to go as a student with us to this Benedictine monastery. And I think more and more Protestant churches are having times for meditation or aware of that. So we're all growing, and I think our area to grow is this idea that it's okay, and I want to give permission for you to talk to God, to have conversations with God. And in this way, there's several things we can do, several ways we can do that. One is just simply to go ahead, talk to Spirit, walk with Spirit. Give yourself permission to do that. And just open up to what that is. You may not hear anything. There may not be a burning bush like Moses had. But the Bible says Moses had a face-to-face relationship with God. So there was this deeper connection. And the Catholics pray to the saints, who are their heroes and rescuers in many ways. Native Americans talk about the Great Spirit that is all around them, but then they have conversations with grandmother who guides them. So Hindus have multiple gods, and yet they believe in oneness. They have conversations, and I think it's part of us to open up, and I guess part of this is also to use our passion, to love God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our strength, with all our mind, as well as love our neighbors. That this idea that we can open up to Spirit in a relational way. Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, the founders of Unity, they talked about intimate God. An intimate God, which means an intimacy we have with Spirit. And that it can be a source of our love, to love God with all of our soul. And this passion that opens up, it changes our prayer life, it changes our meditation, it changes our way of being. Because we can allow this, our prayers become more effective, more powerful. Ernest Holmes talked about the feeling level of our prayers. And also I know the last part, let me step back a little bit. So in thinking about our passion, Hindus do chants. And although they believe in oneness, they're also thinking about this part that's outside of themselves. So this one of theirs is written by Paramahansa Yogananda. Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee. Wilt thou come, just for once, come to me. Will my days fly away without seeing thee, my Lord? So that's very outside, that's very second person, like come to me. And yet often we are talking about Spirit coming into us from outside of ourselves and inviting that presence. That presence is always there, but we invite it to become aware of it, to recognize it, to unify with it. That's the basis of our affirmative prayers. We begin with recognizing and unifying and opening up to this divine relationship. I also know that sometimes when I was also a period of my time, I was exploring different faiths, and I went to a charismatic Christian church, which I loved the music. They have what's called praise music. And really, it's no different than the Hindu chants. When people raise their hands and they're saying, let everything that has breath praise the Lord. It's the same thing. We want to let go of any judgments we have and want to know what's right for us, which is opening up to Spirit in a greater way, to give your heart fully to Spirit, to allow that. And finally, thank Spirit. Don't we say thank you, Spirit? Who exactly, if we don't think of somebody outside of ourselves we're thanking, how do we thank? We can say thank Spirit, but that's more that. But there's a deeper gratitude that happens when we say thank you, Spirit. Thank you for the blessings in my life that you have opened up in my life. I'm grateful for this happening here and in this all ways. That we open up to life itself. So what I'd like us to do right now, closing up this talk, is I'm going to play a song of gratitude about thanking. And I just want you to open up, sing the song if you want to, or just listen to it and contemplate this idea of thanking somebody outside of ourselves, thanking somebody for who's walking with you on a daily basis, for lifting you up, for bringing you peace and courage and a way forward when the way seems insurmountable. I always liked what Gabrielle Bernstein says, when she's stuck, she goes, I don't have anything. What you got, God? What you got? Because I don't have anything. I don't know what to do in this case. Guide me. And that's a very second person thing, saying as if God's out there, but God is everywhere. And it helps us sometimes to relate to that. So in our gratitude, thank you, Spirit. So let's listen to this song as it's played. for the aliveness of life, the goodness of life. We know Spirit through us is a magnificence. We also know this connection we have with Spirit is this magnificence coming through us. So we're so grateful for this in this moment, that they are with us. They are always with us. We invite them into our presence, and we know there's a comfort there. In this moment, wherever you are, I know Spirit is there, surrounding you, almost as if a warm blanket on this cool day. Being in this friendship with you. And I know that Spirit moves and is and always through you. And I'm so, so grateful for this. Knowing this truth and allowing it to be so, we say together, and so it is. Thank you. And now we have another song.
That's a beautiful message. Thank you so much, Reverend Jay. I love all the reference to the wind and the rain and seeing all the flowers bloom here in Napa. It's one of my favorite things ever. And this next song is called Honey, which I love watching a honeybee pollinate a flower and put some of that honey in my tea. When the voices inside tell me to hide, I will face my fears. And when the ocean starts to rise, like the tears in your eyes, I hope that you'll be here with me. Honey, I need honey. And I thank you, you take away the pain, like we need the rain. You're a moonbeam, and you're lighting up my dark, and just your little spark gives me everything I need. Honey, I need honey. Oh, 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 yeah. Would you be my honey? La, 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 honey. La, 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 honey. Take me as I came, a little bit insane. Oh, but I will love you. How a flower loves the sun, like we're lovers on the run. As long as I can be, oh, I will be your honey. I need honey. Oh, 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 yeah. It's like the bees need honey. La, 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 honey. La, 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 honey. Oh, oh. Would you be my, would you be my, would you be my honey? Be my honey, honey. Honey, I need honey. Thank you.
Thank you. Another beautiful song. So this time in our service, when we invite you to be part of your law of circulation, we encourage you and thank you for any donations you're able to give us, either in the past or the present or the future. We know it feeds our vision and mission to do work out in the world. So if I could have our ushers come forward, please. We know that our vision is to make the world or help the world create a better place for everybody. So grateful to be a part of this. So if you take your hand and put it over your heart to represent that which you've given in the past, that which you're giving today, or that which you're giving in the future, and read the affirmation on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is. Hannah, do you want to sing that next song? Great.
This next song is called How Beautiful Is This? And this is a beautiful morning for me. Thank you for being here and having me and being so welcoming. So how beautiful is this? Just like an eclipse, only happens at a certain time. One day we will die. But oh, how beautiful is that eclipse? And how beautiful is this? You let me be me, and I love watching you be you. Yeah, I do. Any moment with you, oh, I would hate to miss something as beautiful as this. All of the faces and places I've been to, they all led me to you. And just to think, with any changed moment, we could have missed something as beautiful as this. 'Cause you let me be me, and I love watching you be you. Yeah, I do. And any moment with you, oh, I would hate to miss something as beautiful as this. You let me be me, and I love watching you be you. Yeah, I do. Any moment with you, oh, I would hate to miss something as beautiful as this. Something as beautiful as this. Whoa. Something as beautiful as this. Thank you.
So good to have everybody here today. If anybody's here for the first time, we want to make sure and acknowledge you. We have a gift for you if you're willing to raise your hand. Anna's here for the first time. Welcome, Anna, of course. Anybody else? If we missed you by chance at another time, you didn't receive that gift, there's always some at the welcome table, so thank you for being a part of that. I invite our practitioners to come forward at this time. Know that there is prayer available for you after the service. Just remain seated and everybody else will file out for coffee and snacks, and it'll be a sacred time. And even if you just want to stay in here for just some extra quiet time, a little more time to reflect on things, you're welcome to do that, whether you have prayer or not. So it's good. So there's a blessing here for Anna and for anybody else online who might be new. We say together, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in our world. We are grateful for your presence in our community And so it is. All right, let's welcome our children now, even the ones that are sitting here. What? They're not coming in? Oh. And we got one back here too. Can you give me the microphone? So would you introduce yourself by name?
Scarlett.
Hi, Scarlett. And we know this little pumpkin. What's your name?
Lorelai.
Lorelai. That's right.
Well, we welcome them, and we want to bless them today by raising our hand. We say, we love you, we care about you, and we're here for you. Let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I'm led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I am here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is. And now our final song. Something different.
Thank
also
you guys
today.
for listening to so much of my songs and all my originals, but I want to sing a song with you now, and I'm pretty sure you know this one. Some bright morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a place where joy never ends. I'll fly away. Woo! I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a place where happiness never ends. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Oh, how glad and happy when we meet. I'll fly away. No more cold iron shackles on my feet. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. One more time. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Thank you so much.
So as we go forward, we know that whether there's rain or wind, that we go with God. And so it is. Vaya con Dios.